Cushing's Bookshelf, Episode 9, Midnight Cowboy by James Leo Herlihy. And welcome back to Cushing's Bookshelf. I am Nicole Cushing, and every week I like to sit here in front of my bookshelf, put up the laptop, and pick a book off the shelf and talk to you about it. And so without any further ado, I'm going to do just that. So this is Midnight Cowboy by James Leo Herlihy. And I want to talk about this book because I think it's been unfairly overshadowed by the film adaptation from 1969, starring Dustin Hoffman and Jon Voight. I didn't even know this book existed until I ran into it at a half-price bookstore. And there it was on the shelf, on sale for $6. This is a vintage copy. It's not a first edition or anything. It's a book club edition, but it is a nice hardcover. I like how they have the author's photo on the back, like they did back in the day. So this is a really excellent book. The quality of the writing is astounding. And Herlihy really proves himself to be one of the great transgressive writers of the 20th century, in my opinion. When I read this, I was just astonished at the quality of the prose, which is a big thing for me. Because for me, the quality of the prose is kind of like the equivalent of the quality of the camera work in a film. Good prose is the equivalent of the picture being in focus, and really good prose is the picture being in really great focus. And really poor prose is like the camera being completely out of focus. So it's very, very good at capturing the texture of life on the fringes. It's very, very good at capturing the feelings of loneliness and the experience of destitution, and the experiences of trauma. All of those are portrayed here very, very well. And so, in my opinion, this book deserves a place in literary history alongside Henry Miller's Tropic of Cancer, and Hubert Selby Jr.'s Last Exit to Brooklyn, those kinds of books. This is a great book in American transgressive literature, but it doesn't get recognized as such. And so I feel the need to let people know about it. Now, of course, I'm just telling you about how great the prose is and everything. And so I should really demonstrate why I love the prose so much. I'm going to read a selection here from it. One of the things I'll do to set up this reading is to tell you that we get a lot more of Joe Buck's backstory in the book, and so it takes up about half the book, actually. That's part of it that's completely left out from the movie, or maybe just hinted at a little bit, and it's a different backstory too, slightly different than what the movie suggests. But anyway, this is from page 25 of this hardcover edition, and it's describing Joe Buck's addiction to television when he was a young man. So it starts with this passage. He kept that TV going from noon till long past midnight. Away from it for any length of time, he actually became confused and disoriented. He urgently required the images it gave out, and especially the sound it made. His own life made very little noise of its own, and he found that in silence there was something downright perilous. It had enemies in it that only sound could drive out. Which honestly, to me, sounds a lot like modern social networking addiction, where the silence in our lives is daunting. And so that's why so many people become addicted to social media. And I was going to read another passage, but I think I'm just going to leave it at that. Brevity is a good thing. So, and speaking of brevity, this is only 250 pages long. So again, this week, Midnight Cowboy by James Leo Herlihy.